Welcome to Wicked Majesty.
Greetings, Dark Explorers, and welcome back to our realm of the macabre and the mysterious. I'm Keya, your guide into the shadows. Tonight, we delve into a tale so chilling it whispers through the leaves of the forgotten and dances in the darkness of the abandoned. Shadows of the Past awaits to unravel its mysteries to us. Before we journey into the night, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to never miss an encounter with the unknown. If you've ever felt the past reaching out to you, share your story in the comments below. Now let's step into the shadows. In a desolate land where trees whisper secrets long forgotten, stands a house, a monument to decay and despair. Its story, a tapestry woven from the darkest yarns of human fear, begins one stormy night with a family seeking refuge within its cursed walls. What awaited them was a realm where the very air is a shroud of suffocation, where each step is shadowed by watchers unseen. As they explored the ghostly halls, they found themselves in a dance with dread, led by a sinister doll with eyes that gleamed with malice. Their screams, lost in an abyss of darkness, marked the beginning of the house's reign of terror. Yet the shadows of the past were not content with merely one tale of horror. Amelia, in search of a fresh start in Conway, Arkansas, found herself ensnared in the house's chilling embrace. Night after night, the shadows whispered, revealing a history of tragedy and a curse that hungered for more souls. Her quest for truth led her into the cold grasp of the house's darkest secret, where the past's icy fingers closed around her future, adding another layer to the legend of the cursed dwelling. In a desolate and forested land, there stood a dilapidated old house. Its towering walls were marred with decay, while the windows were blank and lifeless. Locals whispered tales of an evil presence that lingered within, a malevolent force that fed on fear and despair.
One ominous night, a family of 3, consisting of a father, mother, and their young daughter, found themselves stranded not far from the cursed house. With no other shelter in sight, they reluctantly approached the eerie dwelling, their hearts pounding with trepidation.
As they cautiously stepped inside, their senses were assaulted by a thick, suffocating darkness that seemed to seep through every crevice. The air was heavy with an inexplicable weight, and an uncanny silence hung in the atmosphere, broken only by the faint howling of the wind outside. The creeping feeling of being watched sent shivers down their spines. The family moved from room to room, their footsteps echoing eerily through the empty halls. Dust-covered portraits lined the walls, their once warm smiles now twisted into grotesque expressions. Suddenly they heard a loud crash coming from upstairs, causing the little girl to whimper and cling tightly to her terrified parents.
Ascending the creaking staircase, their hearts pounding in their chests, they were confronted with a chilling sight. A room at the end of the hallway exuded a foreboding aura. Its door hung ajar, swaying slightly as though begging them to enter. With bated breath, they inched closer, their curiosity mingled with a deep-rooted fear that threatened to consume them.
Every step they took was slower and more calculated than the last, for they knew that something sinister awaited them inside. As they peered through the partly open door, their eyes widened with disbelief and horror. There, in the center of the room, lay a decaying crib. Its wood was warped and splintered, and its already macabre appearance was accentuated by a baby's porcelain doll, propped up against the bed railing.
But as the family approached the crib, the doll's haunting eyes blinked open, revealing a sinister, malevolent glow. Its once cherubic face contorted into an evil sneer, sending terror coursing through their veins. The doll let out an eerie laughter that reverberated through the air, shaking the very foundation of their sanity. Suddenly the room was engulfed in darkness, the malicious presence gaining strength. The family screamed in terror, but their cries were met with a cacophony of sinister whispers. It became clear that their presence was a beacon to the malevolent force residing in the house, and their souls would be its nourishment for eternity.
Days later, as news of the missing family spread, the locals could only shudder in unease. The dilapidated house stood as a grim reminder of the unspeakable horror that lurked within its walls. None dared to venture near, fearing that the darkness that claimed the family would envelop them too. And so, the house remained, its secret hidden and its insidious power gripping the unsuspecting souls who stumbled upon its path.
Amelia, a young woman from Conway, Arkansas, was seeking a fresh start after being in a relationship that rendered her temporarily homeless and moved into a historic house nestled within a quiet neighborhood. Enchanted by its timeless charm, she thought she had found her dream home. Little did she know that the shadows within held a chilling secret waiting to be unveiled.
As the sun set on Amelia's first night in her new abode, an eerie stillness settled over the house. Intricate patterns danced upon the walls, formed by the shifting shadows cast by unseen figures. Unease tingled in Amelia's bones, but she dismissed it as her imagination playing tricks. Night after night, however, the shadows grew more distinct and malevolent. They whispered in the darkness, their ghostly voices echoing through the empty halls. Amelia felt their presence watching her, their cold gazes lingering just beyond her line of sight. Unable to ignore the mounting dread, Amelia began delving into the house's history. She discovered that it had once been a haven for a wealthy African-American family during a time of segregation and racial tension. Tragedy had befallen them, leaving a lingering darkness trapped within the walls. Amelia's research uncovered disturbing tales of strange occurrences and unexplained disappearances. Locals whispered of a curse that permeated the house, warning Amelia to stay far away. But her stubborn curiosity compelled her to investigate further, convinced that she could uncover the truth and put an end to the malevolence. Late one stormy night, Amelia found herself standing before the ominous entrance of the house. Thunder roared overhead, casting flickering illuminations upon the dilapidated walls. The air was heavy with an overwhelming sense of foreboding.
With each defiant step she took into the decaying threshold, the house seemed to come alive. The floorboards moaned beneath her weight, as though protesting her intrusion. Dark, sinister whispers slithered through the drafty corridors, their icy breath chilling Amelia to the bone. The twisted portraits on the walls seemed to sneer at her, their eyes following her every move. As she ventured deeper into the house, Amelia's heart pounded with a mixture of dread and determination. The flickering candles she carried cast twisted shadows upon the peeling wallpaper, each one reminiscent of a writhing serpent. The whispers grew louder, gliding through her mind like venomous snakes, planting seeds of fear and despair. Amelia forced herself to ascend the rickety staircase, sensing that the truth lay buried within the uppermost chambers. The atmosphere became even more suffocating as she approached the source of the curse. The temperature dropped, causing her breath to form spectral clouds in the frigid air. A door stood before her, its tarnished brass knob inviting her to confront the horrors that lay beyond.
As she turned it, a gust of icy wind swept through the hallway, extinguishing her candle. Darkness enveloped the room, leaving Amelia vulnerable to the lurking malevolence. Suddenly, a spectral figure materialized before her, its ghastly visage illuminated by the faint moonlight that managed to filter through the tattered curtains. It was a woman, her countenance twisted with anguish, her eyes vacant and hollow. Her voice, a chilling echo from the past, reverberated through the room. "You shouldn't have come," the tortured spirit murmured, her voice a mere whisper filled with torment. "This house is cursed, and now it will claim your soul." Amelia's heart raced as she realized the depth of her mistake. The shadows converged upon her, their icy tendrils wrapping around her limbs. The specter's mournful cries merged with Amelia's desperate screams, but they were drowned out by the all-consuming darkness. Weeks later, a new tenant moved into the historic house, unaware of its sinister past. The whispers and shadows remained, forever etched into the walls. The cursed house continued its reign of terror, preying on the unsuspecting souls who dared to cross its threshold, ensuring that the chilling secrets it held would remain hidden for eternity. And so, Shadows of the Past warns us that some places are best left untouched, their secrets too dark to unearth. But the call of the unknown is ever tempting, isn't it? If this tale has sent shivers down your spine, let me know in the comments. Your likes and subscriptions fuel our journey into the night. Until next time, remain vigilant and curious. But remember, not all shadows are mere tricks of the light. Farewell until we meet again in the darkness. Good night, explorers. May your dreams be untouched by the shadows of the past, or may they inspire you to seek the stories hidden in the dark. Until next time, sleep tight, don't let the shadows bite.